by the Lord Narayana himself, and which was incorporated in the Mahabharata by the ancient sages Vyasa, the Blessed Mother, the destroyer of rebirth, showering down the nectar of Advaita, and consisting of 18 chapters. Upon thee, O Bhagavad Gita, O loving Mother, I meditate. We'll chant the name of Sri Ramakrishna also, that will come down and also will be oriented to to the truth. Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna. Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna. Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna. Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna. Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Jai Ramakrishna. So before we start today, we will read from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. It is page 217. As we open our eyes, we see many. And it cannot be denied. So what is this whole world? That question comes to us. And what I am? And what is my relationship with this whole world? These are basic questions that started from dawn of civilization. And it's continuing, and it will continue till we have the sense of duality. This will be there. It cannot be denied. See, I'm talking to you. If I don't consider you, then how can I talk? So I see this world. I cannot deny this. So one is the drashta, the seer, one is drishya, the seen. The problem comes when we try to understand what is duality and what is my relationship with it. Am I completely separate? Am I have no relation with this? There comes the problem. If it is completely different, but we see, we eat food and we assimilate, and because of that, our body grows, and we take some ideas from the world. So naturally, it is that we receive something from the nature and we grow. So there must be some relationship. So this question is basic. And then, what is the nature of this world? So various thoughts were thought. Say, that's why 6 kinds of philosophies came in India. And other than 6, then there is Charvak philosophy, who does not care about God or anything. Jat javat jivet sukham jivit rinam kritva ghritam pivit. You enjoy and enjoy the life. Even if it is required, you borrow money and eat and enjoy this world. And then there is Gnostic philosophies. Gnostic is not totally Gnostic, but they don't accept the existence of God, like Buddha and Jaina, Buddhist philosophy. There is no need of God. Everything can be explained here. So, this is, like all kinds of thoughts. And then Christianity has concept of God. And then Islam, Allah. So all powerful, omniscient, that's fine. So all these various thoughts are there. So what is the opinion of Sri Ramakrishna? Again, why I'm saying opinion? Because when we read, it's opinion. But here, this is a little difference. Because he also experienced. We take from seers. We take from who have gone through it, the whole rigmarole, and they have found the solution. So Sri Ramakrishna is realized soul. So we take his views in this. So Master is with Brahmo devotees. Why I'm saying? Because now we are in a section where we can go very quickly. But basic thing is to be understood. So a preacher, the master says, well, it seems to me that both the formless deity and God with form are real. What do you say? Preacher, sir, I compare the formless God to the electric current, which is not seen with the eyes but can be felt. There we can see also electricity is giving light, but we cannot see electricity. Master, yes, both are true. God with form is as real as God without form. And not only form, even attributes, qualities, names, we can conceive with them without name also. Do you know what describing God as being formless only is like? It is like a man's playing only a monotone on his flute. In Dakshineshwar, there is a music tower. So that time they used to play Shahnai. Shahnai is an instrument. So it has various holes. So one will keep a one tone, monotone. And other person will play various ragas and ragas. So Sri Ramakrishna has got a very beautiful way to explain how it happens. So do you know what describing God as being formless only is like? It is like a man's playing only a monotone on his flute. Though it has 7 holes, but on the same instrument, another man plays different melodies. Likewise, in how many ways the believers in a personal God enjoy him. They enjoy him through many different attitudes. The serene attitude, the attitude of a servant, a friend, a mother, a husband, or a lover. So these are various attitudes to God. Shanta, peaceful, meditating on God. Dasya, I am your servant, like Hanumanji. I dedicate myself, and whatever comes in my way, I discharge that duty. But not like a fool, not like a mechanical one, not like a robot. Rather, I dedicate my service to you. Shanta Dasya, Saukya. I'm your friend. Jojo used to think she was a friend of Swami Vivekananda. So friendliness, that's also good. Like you are close, you are different from your friend, but again, you are one with him also. So that's also very good. Then a mother. Mother thinks if I don't look after my child, who will? And if I don't look after my child, then he'll suffer or he or she will suffer. So mother is like greater than the child. So a devotee thinks I'm greater than God. I take care of God. So that's also good. Then a husband or a lover. You see, the thing is somehow or other to get into the lake of nectar. Sri Ramakrishna says. Now, you can think as a husband. So sometimes, this relationship with the husband is like, sometimes wife is a servant, sometimes friend, sometimes well-wisher, and many more. So it is considered that relationship with God in that form, like Radha, is the best. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered that. And even Parakiya Prem, that's, let us not talk about all those things, but you see, the thing is because we misunderstand until or unless we are totally established in Brahmacharya, all those things are not to be discussed. That Swamiji said, because of that, India got deteriorated because those people who have no renunciation, proper renunciation, they started thinking that way and lots of harm happened to India. So Swamiji said, enough of weeping. We have wept enough. Now stop it. Now engage yourself in work. So now let us go ahead. You see, the thing is somehow or other to get into the lake of the nectar of immortality. Suppose one person gets into it by propitiating the deity with hymns and worship, and you are pushed into it, the result will be the same. Both you will certainly become immortal. Similarly, we can think, like chilies. If you eat knowingly or unknowingly, it will burn your tongue. I give the Brahmanos the illustration of water and ice. Satchidanand is like an endless expanse of water. The water of the great ocean is cold, freezes into blocks of ice. Similarly, through the cooling influence of divine love, Satchidananda assumes forms for the sake of the bhaktas. Now, Satchidananda is one. So sometimes he takes form, sometimes it's formless. For the sake of the bhaktas, the rishis had the vision of the supersensuous spirit form. So one is Shanta, so he doesn't bother about outer expression, outer manifestation. He totally poised in his own self and that supersensuous spirit form and talked with it. But devotees acquire a love body. So it is not this body. They acquire a love body. When we are totally soaked in love, everything changes. Shuddha Satvik Bhagavati Tanu. So this body transforms itself. It keeps on changing. In 7 years, everything of this body changes. But it is a different kind of change. It's intellectuals or writers. Intellectuals are a different kind of people because they dwell in that state all the time. Whereas laborer, they're always, having something they are lifting or throwing. So they live in physical form. Whereas intellectuals, they are in intellect form. Similarly, a devotee is in devotion form. So that's loved body. And with its help, they see the spirit form of the Absolute. Now that cannot be, like we'll see how Sri Ramakrishna says later. The spirit form, this cannot be said. Avam Manasa Gocharam. It is beyond mind and speech. It is also said in the Vedas that Brahman is beyond mind and words. The heat of the sun of knowledge melts the ice-like form of the personal God. So personal God is important. Klesho adhikataras tesham abhyakta asakta chetasam. It is difficult for those who are attached with God without form, without attributes. Very difficult. Which cannot be expressed. How can you love him? So it is better to have a form, a name. But actually, as a devotee approaches him, all the forms, name, etc., that melts away. See, if first we know someone, we know, oh, says Swami Vivekananda. So his personality is dazzling and this and that. And as we come closer, all these attributes becomes less important. And what if someone loves someone else? The love is more important than all the features. So it is also said in the Vedas that Brahman is beyond mind and words. The heat of the sun of knowledge melts the ice-like form of the personal God. So heat of knowledge, again, see that power of love also melts away all the differences. On attaining the knowledge of Brahman and communing with it in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, one realizes Brahman. Now in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, there is no Vikalpa. That means no duality. It's totally merged in the self. Samadhi, one realizes Brahman, the infinite, without form or shape, and beyond mind and words. So what is there? When there is no mind, no thought, no identity, no differences, no differentiations. Is it all imaginary? No. You can think about it. See, as of now, we have senses active. So I know that you are there, this whole world is there. But what happens when we go to sleep? This whole world drops away from us. And then a new kind of world comes, like dream world. But that also goes away when we are in deep sleep. So this world, dream world, these two worlds come and go away. But you are there all the time. There is no vikalpa there. Though it is under ignorance, that is there. This we can experience every day. So what is being said here is not irrational, rather it is very much truth. Without form, so it in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, one realizes Brahman, the infinite, without form or shape and beyond mind and words. Even in deep sleep, we don't have that. We don't have mind. It's all merged. So we cannot tell about. But we have that experience. We say, oh, I slept very well. I did not know anything. Sukham aham aswapsam na kinchit avedisham. I slept very well, but I did not know anything. That means I experienced that. Something I experienced, which I cannot express. So I was there. Otherwise, how can I experience? But there was no differences. No, my mind was merged. And therefore, mind and words also, all were absorbed. So I cannot express that. The nature of Brahman cannot be described. So he started with, you see how? Yes, form, without form, with qualities, everything. But gradually he comes to that. The nature of Brahman cannot be described. About it, one remains silent. Who can explain the infinite in words? However high a bird may soar, there are reasons higher still. What do you say? Preacher, yes, sir. It is so stated in the Vedanta philosophy. Master, once a salt doll, Sri Ramakrishna had lots of examples. That's wonderful. Once a salt doll went to the ocean to measure its depth, but it could not come back to give a report. As soon as it entered, it melted. According to one school of thought, sages like Sukadeva saw and touched the ocean of Brahman, but did not plunge into it. Why? Because he told Bhagavata. So a study of Bhagavata, he was instrumental to disseminate. Once I said to Vidyasagar was a great Pandit. Everything else but Brahman has been polluted, as it were, like food touched by the tongue. In other words, no one has been able to describe what Brahman is. A thing once uttered by the tongue becomes polluted, like we call eto hai gache. Sri Ramakrishna would say that everything got eto hai gache. Brahman ki mukhe bola jaye na. What is Brahman cannot be spoken. See, even you cannot speak what you are. Even what you experience, that also you cannot say. How can you tell about your nature? So, a thing once uttered by the tongue becomes polluted. Vidyasagar, great Pandit, though he was highly pleased with my remarks. It is said that there are places near Kedar. Now he gives another example. That are covered with eternal snow. He who climbs too high cannot come back. So we can say like we send some vehicle to the outer space and it goes on and on. It cannot return. Those who have tried to find out what there is in the higher regions or what one feels there have not come back to tell us about it. Say arsenic, how it tastes like and what is the... So people tried, even volunteered. And before they spoke and they died. Arsenic or some poison immediately by its effect one dies. Cyanide. Yeah, cyanide. After having the vision of God, man is overpowered with bliss. So he melts in the bliss. After having the vision of God, man is overpowered with bliss. He becomes silent. Who will speak? Who will explain? The king lives beyond 7 gates. At each gate sits a man endowed with great power and glory. At each gate, the visitor asks, "Is this the king?" The gatekeeper answers, "No, not this, not this." The visitor passes through the 7th gate and becomes overpowered with joy. He is speechless. This time he does not have to ask, is this the king? The mere sight of him removes all doubts. So this is one example. There are other examples also Sri Ramakrishna gave, that bride and bridegroom. We have spoken many times, and Neti, a man is lying in a dark room. So is this that man? No. Is this that man? He touches various things. But when he touches the man, there is no answer, because he understands this is the man I was seeking. Now, what happens to Sri Ramakrishna, who is saying this? As if after realizing this, he came back to us and speaking this. He has that example also. He says, by the grace of Guru, one becomes crystallized. As soon as it enters in the ocean of that bliss, he crystallizes and comes back. Or one of a great devotee, he composed a wonderful song, that it is infinite ocean. In that ocean, there was a breeze of compassion. And because of that breeze of compassion, that ocean took the form of wave. And that wave is Sri Ramakrishna. So this is how Sri Ramakrishna comes. You see, God himself comes. Otherwise, we don't know. Even it is beyond our mind and speech. How can we talk about? I can even conceive. There is no mind. How to conceive? So he comes and he tells, this is the way. So Sri Krishna also incarnated. Then Krishna says, yes, sir, it is so described in Vedanta, Master. When the Godhead is thought of as creation, creating, preserving, and destroying, it is known as the personal God, Sagun Brahma. Now he is saying, we'll come to our text, Saguna Brahma. So with creation, when creation is there, that means some activities are there. So it is with qualities, with attributes. Saguna Brahma. When he is creating, preserving, and destroying. Or the primal energy, Adya Shakti. Same thing. Sri Ramakrishna would say that Brahman, when he takes that power of creation, preservation, and destruction, she is Shakti, Adya Shakti, or Mother. Again, when it is thought of as beyond these three gunas, then it is called the attributeless reality, Nirguna Brahman, beyond speech and thought. This is the Supreme Brahman, Para Brahman. Under the spell of God's Maya, man forgets his true nature. He forgets that he is heir to the infinite glories of his Father. So we also forget. It's because of essentially we are him. But we have forgotten this because of his influence of Maya. As in a song, there is a statement that he winked his eyes and said, go and play. So enjoy the senses, and then when you are hungry, then come back. And the spell of God's Maya, man forgets his true nature. He forgets that he is the heir to the infinite glories of his Father. This divine Maya is made up of three gunas. The gunas here means not qualities. Qualities is one, guna has got various meaning. but it is some attributes which has sattva, rajas, and tamas, light, activity, and darkness. That means indolence, the darkness, indolence. When we are lazy, that's like tamasic. But when we are active, we cannot stop. That is rajasic. But the serene state, that is called sattvic. So these are three gunas. For everything it happens. Even when you see a television, what is happening? There is on and off and transition. Same thing. So everything of this whole world can be explained that way. Under the spell of God's Maya, man forgets his true nature. He forgets that he is heir to the infinite glory of his father. See, this is, why it is coming like that. I imitated someone and that is lingering. This is very difficult. Anyway, this divine Maya is made up of three gunas, and all three are robbers. For they rob man of all his treasures and make him forget his true nature. The three gunas are sattva, rajas, and tamas. Of these, sattva alone points the way to God. But even sattva cannot take a man to God. Then he tells about his story and how three plunderers, they captured a man and one wanted to kill him. He said, no, what's the use? Rather bind him. So the person who wanted to kill, that is tamasic, and who wanted to bind him was rajasic. But sattva, after that, he came and unbounded him and said, my good sir, you go this way, you'll reach your home. Then he requested, could you please come with me? He said, no, I am also robber. And police will catch hold of me. So Ramakrishna has got wonderful stories. So anyway, now what is the point here? Before we even go to the text, of course, maybe I have spent lots of time today this way, but this is essential. Now, Sri Krishna says that I am this, I am this, I am this, I am this in this whole world, because there is nothing without him. And when it was later, he would say that ekangshan sthito jagat. What is the use that I enumerate everything? The whole world is in my speck, in a little speck. Because whatever is there, it is God alone. Now, there we should not be confused. So that is why he started this chapter with two important shlokas. Before that, he dedicated these shlokas to point out, be careful, I'm going to tell you the whole truth and nothing but truth. And after that, he said, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat abhyakta murtina matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshavasthita. What's the meaning? All this world is pervaded by me in my unmanifested form. Unmanifested form. So it even manifested, it also is him. But when I say, if I only say he's manifested only, then it, now we are sitting here. Say 1 hour before this, we were not here. After 1 hour, we will not be here. So if we say only that he's only manifested, then he gets obliterated. So there must be something underlying which is continuing. See, I was a kid, now I'm old. So this, if I say, then what is that underlying thing that is connecting me? That must be known. So Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat abhyakta murtina. I am pervading. All this world is pervaded by me in my unmanifested form. All beings exist in me, but I do not dwell in them. Say, to you, I may exist. And when you are not here, I'm gone. So, through your consciousness, your awareness, you are looking at me, or I am looking at you. And in course of time, this also will not be there. But the underlying consciousness will be all the time there. All this world is pervaded by me in my unmanifested form. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakt murtin. Avyakt means unmanifested. Say, this body exists in my mind. Apparently, we think that within body, mind exists. But no. The idea of body is in my mind. And sometimes it exists there, sometimes it disappears. So I am that unmanifested, on which even the mind exists. Mind, intellect, whatever you say. Either it is panchikrita or apanchikrita. Either it is all mixed up or not mixed up. Manifested, unmanifested, all are in me, that unmanifested form. Matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham tesho. All these are in me, but I am not in them. So all this, whatever I am seeing, these are in me, but I am not in them. See, when you are driving, if you are not there, then how can you drive? But it is trailing away all the time. That means those things are not in you. That's why you are going ahead. So that's, or we can say dreams. Dreams, when you are dreaming, you are in that. But when you wake up, dreams are gone. So in one way we can say, Sarvabhutan, Matsthani, all they are existing in me, floating on my consciousness, but I am not in them. That's only going. Nachamasthani bhutani pashyami yogam aishyaram. Nachamasthani, they are not in me. Say that when the dream is over, then it is not in me. So they are coming, going, temporary. Nachamasthani bhutani pashyami yogam aishwaram. So this is what is aishwaram. This is my glory. This is the way, I can, I can manifest in many forms, and also I can be in without it. Say we dream, and again dreams are gone. And say magician, he will show some magic. So he has that particular power. So by that power, he can show you something which is impossible. Aghatana ghatana patiyasi. So that is the trick. So he can show something which is not there. So this Pashyami Yogam Aishwaram. Bhuta Bhrit. Though I am the sustainer of all the existence. See, without me, nothing can exist. Even science will tell this, that without the observer, observed does not exist. So, Bhuta Bhrit, Nacha Bhutastha, but I am not in the Bhutas. Though I am the sustainer of Bhuta, but I am not in the Bhuta. Mamatma Bhuta Bhavana. Nor do beings exist in me. So first he said everything exists in me, but actually they are not in me. So called juxtaposing. Behold my divine yoga. And this is, it is not like magic, but this is my way of the unity, Bhuta Bhavana, bringing forth and supporting the beings. Myself does not dwell in them. So I am aloof also, like Shakshi. You are listening to my talk, but you are also watching, assessing. So you are also like that. So it is not that it is imaginary talk. So after this, he has given an example. Yatha akasha sthito nitya vayu sarvatra go mahan. I'm going quickly because at least we should touch. Otherwise, we have taken lots of time today. So the example is this. All these exist in Akash space. Yatha Akash sthito nitya vayu sarvatra. Air moves around. So it is not, see, the space is not attached with the air. Tatha sarvani bhutani masthani tyupadhare. As the mighty wind, moving always, everywhere, rests ever in the Akasha, know thou that even so do all beings rest in me. And there are many opinions, and it is natural. Munde matir bhinna. So as many heads, they said so many opinions. And it is not unusual. It's natural. But one thing is very important, that's the Guru Kripa. And that's another verse. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparah sanyatindriya. Those who approach this with Shraddha, they only can get the grace of Guru and attain the knowledge. Also, we at least
Verse 19.
So when we are reading this, all this to be keep in our minds that he is with form, he is without form, and many more. We cannot limit him that he is this and not beyond that. But lots of opinions are there, and then those opinions are very differing, and not only that, that caused lots of bloodshed also. So we have already done Pitahamasya Jagatah Mata Dhata Pitamaha Vedyam Pavitram Omkar Riksham Sama Yajurevacha Gatir Bharta Prabhu Shakshi Nivasa Sharanam Surit Prabhavaha Pralaya Sthanam Nidhanam Bijam Abhyam. I am the father of the world, the mother. Why it is? Because I am the cause. From that everything comes. That's why I am the father. And I create, that's why I am mother also. The sustainer, because I sustain. Otherwise, who will sustain this? Now, that's why I chose to talk about that today, because then only we can relate. Another thing, in the beginning, we should start with Saguna Brahma. That means personal God. And then that personal God to spread in all being. That means whatever we see, it is him and him alone. It is not many. That same entity has become many. So last time we talked about this, that one is, first one should take one form, then take many form, in all form. Ultimately, he also should transcend all forms. Otherwise, he will be caught in this world. And ultimately, one should also discover that the source is not lying somewhere. It is within us. Each soul is potentially divine. So we go through first activities and then upasana. That means the manasa vyapara. That means joining our heart to the divine. And then to establish yatum drashtum stap cha pravishtum cha bharatarsh. And we should have that attitude to even enter into it. So devotees won't like it. They say, no, that's sacrosanct. I know God is always greater than me. That's fine. That's no problem. So this is what we find in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. So, Pita ahamasya jagatah dhata jagato mata dhata pitamaha. So I am the father of the world, the mother, the sustainer, the grandfather. This is cause of all causes. I am that. The purifier, pavitram, purifier. And the one thing to be known, the syllable Om, and also the Rik, Saman, and Yajus. That means all Vedas. 4 Vedas are there, but traditionally it was 3. And later one added with all other mantras. So Vidyam, only I am that thing to be known. Pavitram and purifier and Omkara, Rik, Sam, we have explained all these things. Then Gati Bharta, I am the karma, the fruit of karma. Gati. And Bharta, I am just the giver of fruit also, Paladata. And Prabhu, I am because I am omniscient, omnipotent, so I am the master. Shakshi, and I am the witness. Nivasaha, and I am only the giver of residence, Nivasa. Sharanam, I am only the refuge. There is no other refuge. Even sometimes devotees, we approach God for some small reason. Some is suffering from, say, some court case, etc. So, God, please help me. But ultimately also, He alone is our refuge. He is the giver of all solace. So it is not that only some causal. Prabhavaha pralayaha sthanam. So from me, everything springs up, and in me, everything gets dissolved. So this is, and I am the seed of everything. So let me read. The goal, the supporter, the Lord, the witness, the abode, the refuge, the friend, the origin, the dissolution, the substratum, the storehouse, and seed, immutable. So, and then he goes to the next. We go to the next. Tapamyaham aham varsham nigrinami utsrijami cha amritam chaiva mrituscha sadasat aham arjuna. So first, as sun, I give heat. It is very beautiful to see the distance of sun from earth and distance of moon from earth. When it comes, the moon comes in between, it just fits. Though sun is huge, but everything is so precise that it just covers that area. And not only that, whatever life is today in this earth, on this earth, it's because of sun. And it is sustained also. That's why you honor sun. And Savita. And we also see it is the source of effulgence. Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. So we also pray And similarly, morning, daytime, evening, various hymns are there. So these are to propitiate, because the propitiate sun, because sun is the source. Sun again, sun is God himself. So he says, I give heat, I withhold and send forth rain. So because of sun, even rain happens, as you know, the water evaporates from the ocean and then it condenses. And because of heat, also some air goes up and then the clouds are drawn there and it rains when it has cooling effect. So withhold and send forth rain. I am immortality and also death. So immortality and death, death is also a remover of all pain. So it is God who has that form. So ultimately he will tell everything is me and everything is in me. Being and non-being am I, O Arjuna. So one is Sat, whatever is being, and Asat, whatever is non-being. But here Shankaracharya says it is the cause. Karya Karana. It's not something God is without being. Even Buddhists will argue, no, there is no need of God, it's non-being. But we Vedantin or Sanatan Dharmi, we see otherwise what will happen? When everything will go off. Though in dreamless sleep, we don't experience anything, but we experience absence of objects, not absence of ourselves. So, Karya and Karan, that means cause and its effect. So, I am the cause and absence of causes. So that way Shankaracharya has explained. I think we take the next time, because today, this way we should, if we keep in our mind that God is manifesting in so many forms, like all our acharyas, they fought and they said, no, God is this or that duality and non-dual statement, etc. But what Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda contributed is many and one are the same manifestation of the same reality. So many and one are manifestations of same reality. So this is what our tradition is, and opinions are there, and we welcome all the opinions. We'll stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tatsat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Do you have any question, or I didn't ask? Sorry for that.
I just had a clarification.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Prakriti.
Huh?
We've been talking about Prakriti.
Prakriti, yes.
Prakriti. Yeah. And how does that relate to Maya? Maya conceals and reveals. Is Prakriti the revealer or the concealer?
Mayam tu Prakritim Vidyan Mayinam tu Maheshwara. So Maya, Prakriti are taken as synonymous.
Okay.
So say Maya, Yama, that which does not exist. Prakriti is what is nature. Our nature, even the nature of this world, and this is taken from Sankhya, so Prakriti. So, because of Prakriti, Prakrishta Rupena Karoti Yahasa. So, whatever creates or whatever is, so it is divine power. So, I hold my Prakriti and create this whole world. So, we can relate this like a painter has got a skill. So by that skill, he or she paints. Or an author, he has some skill of writing and takes hold of that skill and writes a poem or a story or whatever. So when those ideas are expressed by some means, we can say that that's the Prakriti that is expressed, the way of expression. So various pradhana also it is, there is another term for this pradhana, because this is the main, this is the foremost. So this way various names are given, and yeah, little differences also are conceived, but more or less it is the same. Yes, yeah, I'm going to see.
So in the middle of the song, there's a little, it's a mini kirtan. You can catch on and sing along. Need a song that I sing from your still need a story that I see from the start. You say, I have no story to tell you. I'll just sing from my own. I'll just sing a song of my heart. Would you tell me of times that were long the way? I want to know who you are. It's like I know. You say, yes, it's so, but you say, I don't know no story to tell you that. Just sing a song from my heart, from my heart. I'll just sing a song from my heart. Your eyes are all I see. Trees found Ganges would you let me sit with you all day? Right now, every time you sing, you know I want to see your face always, face to face with you, even though I'm over time. So sing me a song, sing me a song from your heart. Tell me a story that's easy. Please tell me one of your stories from the start. I have a story to tell you today. I'm just singing you a song from my heart. Just sing you a song from my heart. Here comes, here comes. There was a salt dog who went to measure the ocean, touched its toe, disappeared. There was a salt dog who went to measure the ocean, touched his toe, touched the water, and he disappeared. There was a salt dog who went to measure the ocean. His toe touched the water, and he never came back.
Prakriti clears everything under my presidency.